we're not too far off from the distribution of stimulus checks going out immediately, as the situation has changed rapidly as of recently. I have all the details for you here in the video and what is really going on and what does this mean for us over the coming days, weeks, and months. Let's get through the details. All right, stimulus checks. A question that I get down below in the comment section literally every single day from those of you here in the community that watch the videos. And again, I am hearing you, but I want to share with you what's going on here because things have changed so much as of recently, and we may not be all that far off. All right, so let's talk through the details. But first off, I want to say this really fast here. I know that there's a lot of you here in this community that are low income or fixed income beneficiaries receiving benefits like Social Security, retirement, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, VA, RRB. A lot of the questions that I get down below as well is, are we included? Would we be getting this? The simple answer to that would be, there's no reason that you wouldn't be included. So the answer is most likely. And again, I will keep you posted on that as we get more information on anything. Of course, I will continue to be right here for you, which is why I've said before, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos going forward because there's a lot going on right now and things are changing rapidly, okay? I will keep you posted. I want to help you get as much money as you possibly can. That is my dedication. I want to help you maximize your benefit, take advantage of programs, get as much money as you can from all these things out there. I want to help you out, right? So anyway, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Let's talk through the details of this. Okay. All right. Now let me share with you exactly what has happened here because the last handful of months, as we look back and as we continue to look forward here, we've seen some massive changes here. And again, we're looking at a very precarious situation. In other words, it's a little shaky and it's not looking so good. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay, based on what's going on here. Now, I'm going to talk about some different economic data points, okay? And again, you might be wondering, what are you talking about this for? This has nothing to do with stimulus checks. I guarantee you it has 100% to do with stimulus checks. But let me just share this information with you so we can see what's going on, okay? Now, over the last handful of months here, we've been seeing all of these economic data points that are getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And not only that, each month that comes by, we continue to see some revisions on these economic data points. For example, the jobs numbers that are coming out, that comes out once per month. The first Friday of every month, we get the jobs report, otherwise known as the non-farm payroll number. This comes out, and we've been seeing the numbers here over the last several months have been getting really bad, like really weak. And remember, at the end of the year, the fourth quarter of the year is generally a very strong hiring time. Why? Seasonal help. All these companies are out there trying to hire people for seasonal help to get them through the fourth quarter of the year and, a little bit into the next year to help with all that. We didn't really see it in 2024, not really nearly to the extent that many people were thinking. And then as we continue to see these jobs reports coming out, we continue to see revisions down, revision down. Sorry, we miscounted by 80,000, revision down. Sorry, we miscounted by 100,000. Whoops, revision down, right? It's been a really bad situation. My point is, the jobs report is showing this bifurcation in the markets and in the economy and the reports. In other words, what I mean by this is that we see the jobs reports coming out, negative information, bad, jobs not being created, jobs being lost, revision down, bad. That's not good for the overall economy. Meanwhile, we have these talking heads and all these people out there saying, oh, the economy is stronger than ever. And we see the Federal Reserve not really doing a whole lot, holding strong on their interest rate policy and things like this. And it's, again, they're kind of blowing it here. Reason being is they've remained way too tight for way too long, trying to bring this inflation down, and they're keeping interest rates very high. They're contracting this economy. They're doing the same thing they'd always do. They're acting too late. In other words, what we're seeing here is that the economy is really contracting hard. The point is, we are likely already in a recession, whether they admit it or not. Here's the difference about, or here's the hard part or the tough part about a recession, okay? We don't know that a recession is actually there, as in they don't confirm it until at least 6 months after we've actually been in a recession. Why? 6 months delay? Why? Is because the technical definition of a recession is 2 back-to-back quarters that have declining or negative GDP growth. In other words, that's 2 quarters being half of a year, 6 months worth, right? So we could literally be 6 months into a recession before they come out and say, oh, look, looks like we're in a recession. Whoops, that slipped right on by. So what many people have been saying here is that we've actually probably entered into a recession probably back in sometime around October-ish of 2024. We likely entered in right around that time frame when we started to see these jobs numbers really, really falling off strong. And we're likely already there, right? So therefore, we may not have much of a confirmation until it could be months until we see any type of major confirmation or, the major outlets coming out saying, this smells a little bit like a recession here and a major economic contraction. Now, why is that so important and why would they want to delay saying this? Okay, I'm getting to stimulus checks here in just a second, okay? This is all highly correlated. It's all highly related. That's why I'm talking about it. But anyway, why would they want to delay the inevitable and saying, looks like we're in a recession? Why would they want to not say that? Because guess what happens? When major outlets come out and like the Federal Reserve and people like this come out and confirm, yep, sure looks like we're in a recession now, confirmed, when we get that confirmation, guess what happens? People freak out and think, oh no, this means contract. This means sell all my stocks. By the way, this is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Don't do that. You got to do what's best for you. I'm not here to advise in any way, shape, or form in this video. All I'm saying is that when we hear the word recession, the big R word that everybody's scared of, many people contract and say, okay, hunker down, buy the cans of beans, and we're going to hang out here for the next 6 months and just, we're going to hang tight here. We don't know what the future holds. Don't spend any extra money. We're just going to hold tight here, right? That is more self-fulfilling. Then people stop buying, people stop spending, and it just perpetuates the move even further, right? So then we fall into this deep recession even faster once it's confirmed. So they really don't want to say that. The last thing the Federal Reserve wants to come out and say is the word recession. They don't want to say, hey guys, check it out, we're in a recession. They don't want to say that. That'd be really bad. Coming from the Fed with their authority, that'd be really bad, right? Okay, so they don't want to say this. They want to prolong the inevitable as fast as possible, as long as possible. But my point is, we've likely already been in a recession for a while now. We're already seeing the consequences of that in the economic data that's pointing out, or that's popping up and coming over the last several months here. We're likely already in that recession now. My point is, okay, it starts out a little kind of slow, but once we get these, confirmations and these self-fulfilling movements and self-fulfilling activities and behaviors and stuff like that, that's really when we start to see things take a turn for the worse really, really fast. Now, my point is about all of this. What does stimulus checks, have anything to do with? What distributes this stimulus check? What predicates the approval of stimulus checks? Why do they do them in the first place? Let's just look at the definition and let's just look at what they're really called, okay? I've said this so many times before in other videos. The real name of a stimulus check is not stimulus check. It's called EIP, Economic Impact Payments. That's literally what they're called, right? Economic Impact Payment. But we like to call them stimulus checks, and that's what they're referred to, is because they stimulate. That's the whole purpose of them. So when we enter into an economic contraction, and when it starts to get really bad, really fast, that is when lawmakers come out and they pass hundreds of billions, or that was in the olden days, hundreds of billions. They don't even deal with hundreds of billions anymore. They only deal with trillions. That's when they come out, as of recently, and they pass trillions of dollars worth of spending. They give it some cute, fancy name like the CARES Act, the HEALS Act, the HEROES Act, the American Rescue Plan. These are all packages that they've had over the last several years, by the way, two of which they did not pass, but they were out there and they all had stimulus checks in them. But my point is, they come up with these multi-trillion-dollar packages and they say, yep, we're entering into an economic time and we need to appropriate all of this money and we need to get it out into the economy in the areas that is needed to, revitalize our economy and boost and bolster this economy, or whatever fancy words they say. And then they say approved, and then they send all this money out. That's why this is so incredibly important. It's all based on economic data. It's all based on the economy. It's all based on everything that I just talked about, the economy at the end of the day, okay? I've said this before in other videos. We can sit here all day long. We could sit here and beg, we can ask, we can plead, we can give them our stories and tell them all the reasons why we need money. It's going to go in one ear and right out the other for the lawmakers. They don't really care. And again, it doesn't matter who is there in control or whatever. It literally doesn't matter. It's all about the economy. That's literally what it's about. But considering we are like right here, right now, okay, we're basically here. Basically what it comes down to is that when we do get this massive collapse, we see this huge collapse, we see this big economic downturn, we see this big recession, and all of a sudden we see things kind of drying up real fast. The economy is going down, the stock market is plummeting. We see all these things happening kind of simultaneously. This is when lawmakers act very, very quickly. I mean, think of this much. Go back to early 2020. What was happening then? we were fine. Everything was good. January, February, things are kind of fine. February started to get a little weird. They're telling us, hey, we're closing these, sporting events or these concerts and whatever. And we're like, what? What are you doing? What are you talking about? This is super weird. Why are you doing this? And then March rolls around and all of a sudden we're told, stay home, don't move, right? That's it. And then in the middle of March, they introduced the package, they passed the package, and a couple weeks later, we had stimulus checks rolling in our accounts. My point is, in a matter of about a 1 month period of time, they went from no package whatsoever to passing a $2.3 trillion CARES Act package. Look it up if you don't believe me. It's a real thing. It happened back in 2020, March of 2020. And we got $1,200 stimulus checks in April, about a month later. My point is, they can get this stuff done fast if they want to, and when the need is there, they can do it, okay? We're kind of sitting there like right now, okay? Now, could this whole thing blow over like a storm that looks really bad and ugly, and oh my, here comes that storm, and we all hunker down, and then, oh wait, I guess it was just nothing, right? It just sounded really bad. It looked really bad. It was going to be really bad, and then it just passed right on by. Could that happen? It could. It easily could, but generally that doesn't really happen when it comes down to these economic standpoints like this, because you just don't turn the thing around. You don't just like spin on a dime and be like, we're good now, right? It just doesn't happen. Here's one key indicator I want to point out really fast here. Watch the Federal Reserve. Why? If the Federal Reserve comes out at all, one single time, 2 times, 3 times, whatever, it doesn't matter at all. Or if they indicate or hint this of emergency rate cuts, it's game over. Bingo, we've got it at that point, okay? My point is, if we hear the Federal Reserve say anything along the lines of, we're thinking about a rate cut, an emergency rate cut, or they come out and say emergency meeting, rate cut, use that as your warning sign that we are really in a bad situation. If the Federal Reserve does an emergency rate cut of any basis point cut at any time, if they talk about it, if they do it, we are in a bad situation. And that is when they are thinking, oh my, look out below, we're going down. Hold on, guys. Okay. That's going to be the indicator. Watch. It's probably going to happen here. Okay. Okay. Anyway, does that help your situation a little bit? And again, I'm going to continue watching this, and again, I've said it so many times before over the last couple of years here, which is watch the economy, or don't watch the economy. Watch the videos here as I will continue watching this. I'm super fascinated by this. I love looking at this kind of stuff. It's very fascinating to me. I really enjoy it. And again, I will continue to come back in videos like this and bring you the information you need to know. And trust me, as soon as I get any indication of anything popping up, money, benefits, raises to benefits, bills, packages, proposals, monthly checks, stimulus checks, one-off checks, anything like this that pertains to you, your money, your benefits, taking advantage of programs out there, I'll be right here breaking it all down for you and giving you every step that I can give you that you can get as much as you possibly can, okay? It's my dedication, it's my promise, and as always, I will stick to that. I promise you that. And when I get information on anything, I will bring it to you in these short videos, okay? Got to hold tight here. Honestly, I don't think we're that far off. At this point, if this big bad old storm that's on the horizon right now actually comes in and cranks up and, gives us the damage we're looking for here, then it's going to be pretty interesting here, okay? Anyway, I'll keep you posted on this. Please make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Big subscribe button if you have not done so yet. If you're new here, again, please subscribe down below. Also, if you know 1 or 2 people that you can think of that would benefit from this information, whatever, in this video here or any of those videos here on the channel, please share this video with them. I'm here for you, and I'll do whatever I can to help you get as much money as you possibly can in any way, shape, or form. Through all these programs and benefits that are out there, okay? Please share the video, share button down below, totally free to do so. Like the video, thumbs up button down below. Check out the thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now, showing up on your screen, you'll see some videos there. Check one of those out. Otherwise, just have a nice day.